So talking about your mental health struggles can be daunting. It can feel isolating. That's why Mayim Bialik started a podcast to open up the conversation about it in hopes of making people feel a little less lonely, one episode at a time. And she's here to talk all about it. Please welcome back to the show, Mayim Bialik.
Hey there. Do I love you? Your podcast, Mayim Bialik's Breakdown, breaks the stigma around talking about mental health and other situations. I wanted to ask you, because I did you struggle in silence before having this platform? And you've had this platform for a long time.
Yeah, no. I mean, look, I think for those of us who grow up in unusual situations, whatever that looks like, for those of us who, learn about terms like intergenerational trauma or,
Yeah.
For those of us who, might be super feelers, like we feel things differently or more intensely. For many of us, I laughed because I've never do anything in silence, but I will say that in this arena, I definitely had an experience of a lot of years of why am I experiencing things differently? Why do I feel so deeply? Why does everything feel like it hurts more than it should? So it was really kind of, once I got into therapy and, kind of spent a lot of my 20s, I was out of the limelight, which I think was a good place for me to do that exploring. But, being back in the limelight and being a mom, all these things I think kept sort of cumulatively adding up. And it was really at the start of COVID that my partner, Jonathan Cohen, and I decided to start a podcast. I had never thought of starting a podcast, but I felt like, gosh, my mental health sure took an extra special dive with all of that anxiety and fear and uncertainty at the start of COVID. And that's why we started Mayim Bialik's Breakdown.
Yeah, I think it's super important because a lot of people have these stigmas they don't want to talk about it. So thanks for talking about it. And your podcast also breaks down myths and misconceptions around mental health. What is the most common misunderstanding, would you say?
I think everyone has different things that will resonate with them. But one thing I think that I often hear is I can figure it out on my own. I think there are a lot of limitations historically. I think there are a lot of systemic reasons in the system that people do not believe that they can get help. And one of the things that we talk about a lot is, access to mental health is a human right. It should have nothing to do with the color of your skin, the amount of money in your bank account, what kind of insurance you have, if you have insurance. So that was sort of our notion is we believe that, people having a general vocabulary for what mental health is, meaning what's the difference between anxiety and panic?
Yeah.
Or what is depression? When do you need help? But the general notion that we should be able to figure things out on our own, or that, it's yucky to talk to other people about your dirty laundry. Those are very old cultural things that are in place so that we don't kind of rock the boat. And I think especially for women, for underserved populations, those messages are really, really loud. And so really one of the main things we wanted to do was just put it all out there. We have, celebrities on who are willing to talk about their mental health challenges. And we have specialists who have dedicated their lives, to exploring these things and making it accessible. Because like I said, it's a human right to know what your mental health challenges are and how to make them better, often without expensive interventions. It's just, we've only been told you need an expensive psychiatrist or you need medication, and that's not the only two options.
Yeah, I appreciate you acknowledging the barrier of entry is vast when it comes to the accessibility of mental health help. And I want to talk about this really quickly. We have about 30 seconds. On one episode, you said that at times you feel useless, irrelevant, and worthless. How has fame brought some of those feelings on?
Oh my gosh, great question. I'll try and answer as quickly as I can. We do episodes called Ask Mayim Anything on Mayim Bialik's Breakdown. And so this is one of the questions, I feel really useless. Do you know what this feels like? And people were really surprised that my answer was yes. I think that feeling imposter syndrome, feeling less than, always feeling competitive with yourself, even if no one else is telling you to be. Those are features of a personality that have nothing to do with how many Emmys you've been nominated for, or how famous you are, or how much money you have, or how pretty other people tell you are, or how amazing people tell you are. That's, I think, a really perfect example of the depth and complexity of our internal world, our psychological makeup, and who we are, where we come from. from has really very little to do with the things that our culture may decide are valuable.
Wow, so true. So true. Mayim, thank you so much for joining us today. DBL Nation, you can listen to Mayim's podcast, Mayim Bialik's Breakdown, wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks again. We appreciate you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Nice to see you.
Bye.